I'm glad you're here. I really am. My name is Paul Bartholomew. This is I Want to Hold Your Band. And today's guest is Jamila Glass. Jamila is the artistic director of Los Angeles Contemporary Dance Company. We talk about jazz musician Robert Glasper and Lauryn Hill and the Temptations and Frankie Beverly and so much more. It was a great conversation. Remember that all the songs that we talk about in the episode, there are links in the episode description, so you can click them and vibe along with us. Subscribe if you haven't already. And otherwise, without further ado, I give you the talented Jamila Glass. The first piece of music, artist, album that came into your life when you were younger?
Probably have to be gospel. I feel like it was always playing in the car when we were going somewhere. But it was gospel. So I don't have a song, but gospel and then something like an Earth, Wind, and Fire or Chicago situation, because my dad loves those groups.
So first of all, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Houston, Texas.
A lot of gospel, was that coming from both your parents or?
Yeah, both my parents. So gospel and also like, I guess it would be called maybe Christian contemporary, although I don't know if that was the term when I was younger. So yeah, that was coming from both of them.
You always remember it being played, you said the first thing was like in the car.
In the car, on the way to things and to and from things, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And were your parents, I mean, gospel music, I'm assuming, because they're somewhat religious, or you're religious?
Yeah, I grew up in the church.
Yeah. Did they listen to it and you listened to it a lot at home, or was it mainly in the car?
It was at home too, yeah, because we had the cassette CD. It's so far away. Now it's like, what is that? But no, we had the cassette. We had a cassette collection, you know?
Yeah. I've talked to people about that. I mean, but even though it didn't sound as good, and we've got digital and it's great, but just the physical.
Yeah, I know. And then you get to see all the liner notes and everything and the cover art. Yeah, that's definitely a missed experience.
And so you remember maybe more cassettes than CDs, or kind of both?
Cassettes and then CDs. Yeah. So we did both. But definitely, especially coming from my parents, more of a cassette collection until I started to build my own, which was CDs.
When they would listen to it, the cassettes and CDs, was it out in the living room? Was it in your room? Did you have something in your room you listened to music?
We had the radio. So we had in my bedroom, it was a clock radio, so to help get you up for school.
Yeah.
And so I actually shared a room with my oldest sister. I have 3 sisters, all girls in my family.
All 4 girls?
4 girls.
And
I'm number 3.
Oh my gosh.
So my sister, her being the oldest, controlled the radio for the most part. So that was kind of, my way into music in terms of like not my parents playing the music.
What's your older sister's name?
Zakiya.
So Zakiya was in charge of music. I mean, like she was in control. In the bedroom. In
my bedroom. So we would always go to sleep listening to music. And so we actually, I don't know if this radio station is still around, but it was called Sunny 99.1. And it was actually soft rock. So I learned a lot of soft rock by just not having control of the radio. But it was stuff that I love. So Vanessa Williams, Save the Best for Last, or Chicago songs, or Celine Dion, or things like that.
Yeah.
That, as I was sleeping, was.
And that's because Zakiya wanted 99.1 on. That was her choice.
That was her choice. Mm-hmm.
And with the clock radio, when it would wake up, would it be would it be a bap, bap, or would it be the music coming on? 99.1. Good morning. And welcome to the.
I think it was both. I think it was the sound, and then it was the music.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I went to college, I was used to going to sleep to music. And so I was gifted by my grandmother a big radio CD set. So it had the big boom boxes on either side. And then it had the CD changer thing. And then it had a double cassette deck. So it was really, fancy.
Like a boom box, so it had the speakers and the.
Maybe about this big. So it took up some space. And so I played my music out loud when I would go. I don't know why. I thought that was okay, but I played my music for both of us going to sleep. And a few weeks in my freshman year, my roommate said, "Can you put on some headphones?" And I was like, "Oh, yes."
Oh my gosh.
At first, I was like, why would you don't want to hear the music?
This is kind of, it's funny when you first go to college, all those things that you do,
Yes.
routines, or like when I went to college, I went to University of Texas.
Okay.
And we had a sink, and we had a bathroom down the hall, but we had a sink in the room. You would just see how somebody else brushes their teeth or their little routine and how do they use their hand, just like little things that people do that you're used to just doing when nobody's watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest. If I was your roommate, I would have said, I don't know how long I would have gone. As she wonder, at what point was she like, I don't know at what point I have to tell my roommate that she needs to put headphones in.
It was like jazz.
Yeah.
I was listening to jazz maybe, or, nothing too intense.
Right.
But yeah, of course. Why would I assume that she would want to hear that?
Actually, I'm curious, when you have music on and you go to sleep to it, I think my brother did that. Mm-hmm. When you have music on, you go to sleep to it, how does it turn off? Do you just kind of wake up at some point and then reach over and turn it off?
I don't know. I don't remember. I guess I don't know.
Timer? No, you wouldn't.
No, that was not the
I
technology.
bet you maybe wake up and just...
Maybe.
Or
she did.
Or she did. Or she did. You and your sister, like, how would that work? I always wonder.
Oh, it was just on. I'm pretty sure.
Would it stay on all night?
I think so.
I guess, if your brain can kind of block it out. Like I sleep with a noise machine. I guess it just,
Oh, yeah. No, it definitely didn't ever feel like a distraction.
Yeah.
It was just like a little comfort blanket.
Now, what about your older sister and your younger sister? Were they in another room?
Yeah, they were in another room. I don't know what they did, to be honest.
You don't know if they listened to music.
I really don't know.
So,
they were in a different part of the house, so I don't know what they did.
No musical influence from them, really?
No, but we all were musically inclined, so we learned piano. My oldest sister that I roomed with was a harpist, so we had a harp in the house.
Wow.
And then my second oldest sister played the guitar, and then we also had an organ in the house.
Oh my gosh.
We had a piano and an organ. And we had a keyboard. So we all learned how to play. I only learned how to play the piano, but we all learned how to play different instruments. So definitely musically inclined. But I don't know that I was influenced by their musical tastes. Yeah.
Did your parents play instruments? Is that why?
Well, my dad was in a band in college. My parents met in college. And so my dad, I think he played a couple of instruments. He played maybe the saxophone or maybe something else. I think he played a few. But they thought music was important to learn. So that's kind of where that came from.
Do you remember the first piece of music that you bought for yourself that was like, oh, this is mine? Not on 99.1.
I remember that I did that CD club. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
buy one.
Columbia
12
House.
for the price of one. Yes.
Columbia House, yeah.
So, or were there two? Was there another one? Or was there just that one? Yeah.
There's probably another Columbia House because I assume I'm older than you.
It was definitely something like that.
Yeah.
And so I would do a combination of gospel and R&B. And then I had my CD case.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you put the liner notes in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you look at them, and then you can read the lyrics and everything.
Put it in your car and you got it.
I got a chunk of CDs, like a package. And I'm trying to think of what was in there. Probably Wow Gospel. They used to do, I feel like they used to do this for different genres of music, but it would be a compilation of the best of that genre at the time, and they would do one a year or maybe a couple times a year. So definitely got the Wow Gospel. Probably, and I don't know if this was in the first batch, but I'm just thinking about what was in my CD case. Space Jam soundtrack. Eventually, Lauryn Hill's first album. I feel like Mariah Carey was in there. It was an album that was gray. See, because I'm thinking about the gray cover art.
So it was mainly through. You didn't go to like the store. It was mainly through that club.
No, that was mainly through the club. And there were CD music stores back then.
Yeah.
Sounds so crazy to say, but I don't remember it being like a destination for me to go get music. Mm-hmm. And then also I would tape music off the radio. Yeah. That was a whole art form.
That is so well put. It was an absolute art form where you don't want to get the lead in. You don't want them saying something. So this is Lauryn Hill. Yeah. And you go, boop, And you hit it right at the right time.
Yep. And then sometimes they cut it short. And you're like,
Yes.
oh, I'm going to have to do this again. I have to catch it. It's so funny because just of technology then and now, if you mess up, you're making the best mixtape, right? So if they mess up your mixtape, you have to then rewind it and then start over.
Record over it.
it.
Yeah.
So then, you can have as seamless as possible mixtape.
100%.
So yeah, you would just have to sit and wait and hope that they don't mess up your seamless.
Your flow.
Yeah, your flow.
And then if you really, I don't know if you remember this, if you were like, this is a great mixtape, you could pop off the tabs on either side.
Oh, well.
And then you couldn't record over it unless you taped it.
I don't know if I did that for cassette tapes, but I did that for VHS.
You could do that for VHS?
Yeah, there was a whole this probably the same thing you're talking about. There was a little tab and you could take it off.
You pull it off and then it can't go.
Yeah, I did that a lot. We recorded a lot of things off of the television. I don't know how many times we watched Sound of Music.
Oh.
But that was... I think my husband said that he used to watch Sound of Music every day during the summer, which, I mean, think about that.
Wait a second. You both independently, like Sound of Music was a...
Yeah. I mean, but Sound of Music is... I mean, I don't know if you're a musical person.
I am. I'm a huge musical
Okay,
I
because
love
everyone
musicals.
doesn't love musicals, but...
Are you a big musical person?
I am. I love musicals. I haven't kept up as much with the original content that's been happening, in New York. But in terms of the classics that I watched when I was growing up that were before my time, like golden era of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney,
Yeah.
Esther Williams.
Wow. How do you think, do you remember when you first kind of that?
That was through my oldest sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went to Performing Arts High School eventually, but she went to that same Performing Arts High School before I got there, and she was a harp major there. And they had a music library. They had a library, and then within the library, they had this smaller room that was movie musicals. And so she started checking those out and bringing them home, and we would just be. And I feel like she would keep them for a long time, probably because other people at the school weren't
checking them out.
out.
Like, it's good. You're good.
And just fell in love. We would watch them all the time.
Okay, so let's get into your lists. I want to talk first about someone who I have never heard of, one of your favorite artists, Robert Glasper.
Yes.
He's got one of your favorite sadness songs, which is it Letter to Hermione?
Hermione.
Hermione.
I think
like
that's how
Hermione.
you say it. Yeah.
So how did you come to Robert Glasper?
Well, Robert Glasper is a jazz musician. He operates in many different genres, but his core, his center is jazz. And he actually went to my high school, but not when I was there. He was in my oldest sister's class. So there's a lot of great talent that comes out of Houston, and he's one of them. So I was introduced. I knew that he was a friend of the family, and I knew that he was, a musician. He eventually started making music, had a record deal and things like that. So he was actually one of the CDs that I was listening to that my roommate told me to turn off, because I think he had just come out with his first album. And it was interesting because while I knew him, I didn't go to school with him. So he was never like a close friend of mine,
Right.
but he's a really funny guy. And the music I just instantly connected to, and I've just followed his career since then. And it's interesting. I do listen to jazz, but I wouldn't say that I'm a jazz head. But I can tell when it's a Robert Glasper song. Like if I'm not familiar with the song, I'm like, these chords kind of sound like chords Robert would play.
Really?
And it's so weird to me because I did, learn how to play piano and things like that, but I wouldn't say that I'm super advanced. And so it's kind of like the way he plays.
He's a piano player.
He's a piano player, yeah. And so the way he, plays with chord progressions, there's like a signature that I can't describe, but I can identify when I hear his music.
I totally get that.
And so he continued to kind of expand the genres that he was working with. So he's worked with some of the top artists outside of jazz. So Common, Mos Def, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow.
As a producer or as someone who's contributed to their tracks. So there's a lot of other people that he's kind of put his mark on or added to their story. And so it's been interesting to see how that has affected his music music because he still makes his own music in the jazz genre. But then he's also brought in artists from the R&B, soul, hip hop world into his work as well. So he also has a group called the Robert Glasper Experiment, and then these other kind of experimental groups that have other names, and they're just making music. I think it's so cool. It's just like, we're making music. Let's put out an album. And they might put out 6 albums in a year. And I just love that it's not necessarily centered around all of this marketing and and it makes me think about the innocence and the freedom also way before social media that I felt in high school, where it's just like a hub. You have dreams and things like that, but you're just creating because you want to create. You're inspired by the people around you. Whereas now it feels like everything must be crafted for, a specific purpose for whatever is considered success.
Yeah.
And so it's nice to see that kind of creation happening with a person who is as successful as he is, and also who's from my hometown, and like I have that connection with him. It's like, oh no, it's okay. It's cool. You can still just create to create.
So let's go to one of your second artists, and you briefly mentioned her. And she always has this mystique to me because I hear about this album all the time, and I just don't know tracks from her or know her, but I know that it's awesome. And it's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill from 1998. How did that come into your life? Was that part of that?
I think so, yeah. This was hard. This was really hard.
It's hard
to
for
do.
It's so hard.
But one thing, because I was like, okay, and I said, okay, well, I can move this one down here and move this one over here. And when I was thinking about albums, I asked myself, I had to give myself a criteria. And I said, albums have to be pretty much no skip. And like when I engaged with the album, that was my experience. Not like this is I'm revisiting and then I'm learning the album. So when I engaged with the album, I listened to it top to bottom. And so that was my experience with Lauryn Hill. The crafting of the album was so intriguing to me because she has these interludes with school-age children who are talking about love. There's a person, like a teacher character, who's asking these children simple questions like, what is love? Or other kinds of questions like that. And their candor is so interesting. And they're laughing, and, kids are talking about, a crush that they had and definition of love. So that's interesting between the tracks, but then the actual tracks are just, I don't know. I just felt embodied. I was so young. How old was I? What year was that? 98?
It was 1998.
So that means that I was going to the 7th grade. No, I was going to high school. So I just felt so intrigued by the way she sang, the way she rapped, her lyricism, and her passion. I could feel it, and I loved the music. And everything was so she had some ballads, she had some more up-tempo songs, and a great journey from the beginning to end.
Okay, so we're going to do Everything is Everything to get a little sample of the album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Let's take a listen. That's so good. I love how it has this. It's a little offbeat, like when it comes. It's like dum 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 dum. It plays with the rhythm a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, and her voice is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I love it.
I would also suggest Lost Ones. Which is not a single, but I mean, she's rapping on that one.
Okay.
But,
so
in your own time.
I'll put that in the episode description, and we'll go to listen to Lost Ones as well.
Yeah, because that's like how the album starts after the first interlude.
Okay, so let's go to the next a favorite song of yours. Okay. Never heard of it. Heard of one of the artists, and it's one of your favorite songs, which is "The Boy Is Mine."
Oh yes,
from 1998, and that's Brandy and Monica.
Same year. All right.
Oh, same year. Yeah. So tell me about "The Boy Is Mine."
I mean, they're on tour right now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
The two of them?
The two of them. Yeah, they just started a tour maybe a week or two ago.
Were they always? I always remember hearing Brandy, but I don't remember. Was it always Brandy and Monica?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but this was a huge song that they did together because they were both these big R&B stars, and then they came together to do this duet that has become a go-to for me in karaoke.
Oh, really?
With one of my good friends from college, and I think the music video had helped. I mean, as good music videos do, especially back then, because the music video was really fun. But you had these vocal powerhouses battling sing in their lyrics, but also kind of in the melodies. And it's just a really fun song.
And did it come to you at that time, around that same time, 98?
Yeah, when it came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was radio.
So let's go to something that I have never heard of. It's one of your favorite sadness songs from a movie I've never heard of, Camp.
Oh, yeah.
And the song is "Here's Where I Stand."
Yes.
From 2003.
Yes.
So how did that come into your life?
So Camp was an independent movie, movie musical. And a friend of mine who actually also went to my high school but is older than me, she's more so my oldest sister's friend, but she's also my friend. We actually just saw her in a musical here in Orange County.
Was she around the same time as Robert Glasper? I
Yeah.
guess? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but younger than him. So I think that's how I learned about the film. She's not a main character in the film, but she's in the film. And so went to see the film. I also went to see the cast perform live somewhere in Hollywood. It was in an outdoor mall situation to support her. But there's 2 songs, original songs in that movie that are phenomenal, and the singers who sing the leads on those songs have phenomenal voices. This particular character's mouth is wired shut for most of the movie because I think her parents don't want her to eat because they say they're trying to say things about her weight or whatever. Because it's an actual theater camp. That's what the movie's about.
Oh.
So it follows theater kids at a camp. You can imagine that. And also Anna Kendrick is in this movie.
Oh, really?
As a much younger person, not as a main character, though.
Okay.
So this song happens at the end of the movie, the big musical number where the parents come back and they see the musical that they put together. And so this character has taken the stuff out of her mouth, and this is her big number. And so her parents are in the audience. This is her coming out song, like, I'm my own person, I can make my own decisions, I'm growing up. And so yeah, it's just really powerful. And she's singing, like, belting.
Yeah.
So it hasn't left me. Every time I hear it, I'm like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Where do you remember how it came to you because of that?
Because of that, yeah. Because that's how I found out about the movie. I probably would have heard about it because, LA, you hear about independent stuff. But yeah, that's how I found out about the movie. I bought the soundtrack and yeah.
Let's go to one of your favorite albums. I did know this one, Give Love at Christmas, The Temptations.
Oh, yes.
That's from 1980. So how was that?
With my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, that is the quintessential Christmas album and was always on every Christmas. I love Christmas music, and I have a really, 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 really long playlist. That's my go-to. And if there's any kind of Christmas album that I'm interested in that I haven't heard of, I'll just add it to the end of that, and then I'll eventually delete the ones that I don't like, just so I don't miss out. Because, Christmas music is always coming out, or I'm finding out about an album that I didn't know about.
Right.
So this is another album that's front to back classics, and it makes me think of family. It makes me think of home. It makes me smile. Yeah. And the music is really good,
That's so nice.
I love a good Christmas album. It's hard to do. I mean, I feel like there's some people who put them out, and it's kind of like, I feel like you could have put a little more effort into this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But yeah.
Is there a track from you remember that you're like, oh, I hear that. It's just so...
The one that comes to mind, this might be the first track, Give Love on Christmas Day.
Okay, so let's carry on here. Okay, I want to ask you about another favorite song of yours. Never heard of these artists. It's Before I Let Go by Frankie, Beverly, and Mays.
Oh, yes.
From 1981.
Yes.
How did that come into your life?
That came into my life from my parents and also just cookouts, barbecues. It's a quintessential barbecue song that will incite a line dance. Electric Slide, Harlem Shuffle, whichever title. And and the beginning of the song, it has these chords, and then the vocalist sings this long note that everyone sings, like such a classic.
Wait, can we listen to a second of that?
Yes, we should.
Okay, so let's listen to it. Let's listen to Before I Let Go from 1981 by Frankie, Beverly, and Mays. And we're going to listen to that first song, and we're going to hear that moment.
It's just vibes.
So good. That's vibes.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that song. So good. Okay, here's an artist that I don't know. It's a little later, maybe when you've heard her, but maybe you would know sooner.
Okay.
But I always hear this artist, and I don't know, and it's India Ari.
Oh, yes.
You have she has one of your favorite albums, Testimony Volume 1, Life and Relationship, and one of your favorite sadness songs, which is This Too Shall Pass.
Yes.
So how did she come to you?
Probably through the radio. So her first single, I believe, is called Video, and she is a part of the neo-soul genre and was very different from a lot of the people who were out at the time. And that first song, Video, she says, "I'm not the average girl from your video, and I don't dress like a supermodel," or something like that. And so it was that proclamation of, I am not going to be who I'm supposed to be in this industry. She's a guitarist. Her voice can go so low. I'm an alto. I was an alto too, actually, in high school. So I love that about she can go way lower than me. And then she also has a higher range. She writes all of her music. So her lyricism is always like, it feels like a diary entry. So it feels so honest. Her highs and her lows. Yeah, I've just loved her spirit.
Yeah.
I've always been drawn to her spirit.
And This Too Shall Pass as a sadness song for you?
Yeah.
It's like you put it as your, I don't hold it to the number order.
Yeah.
But put it as your number one sadness song.
Yeah. There can be dark days, and that one line, "This too shall pass," which, I've heard in other spaces, but it's just a reminder, that yes, this feels terrible, but hearing that through her voice, her beautiful voice, is just very comforting.
Yeah.
And I think in the lyrics she talks about, I've achieved this, but I feel this, that like the juxtapositions of highs and lows. And then she says something like, "But then I hear a whisper that this too shall pass. My ancestors whisper that this too shall pass." So it's just like that kind of affirmation.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like a balm, that song.
Well, that's it. That was great.
Thanks. I made it.
You made it. Did you have any doubt that she wouldn't?
I just didn't know. I was just like uncharted territory. So I didn't know how I would flow.
Talking about music, you mean? Or
I was taking a test a little bit.
Oh, that makes sense. You had to fill out a questionnaire. It was like a test.
Did.
Yeah. Well, I hope it didn't feel like a test too much.
No, it felt very conversational. So
Good.
thank you for that. Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You're welcome.